Vancouver, British Columbia, is an environment defined by modern commerce and logic. It is exactly the kind of setting that demands rational thinking and objective reality. Jeff Selver built his life around those exact principles. He earned a Master of Business Administration, managed wealth as a bank financial advisor, and toured the corporate circuit as a motivational speaker teaching mindful leadership. At age 41, that grounded reality fractured. The reappearance of anomalous lights in the sky triggered the sudden, violent resurfacing of a severely traumatic event he experienced in his early 20s. Because his entire professional background relied on facts and analysis, Selver did not accept the psychological break blindly. He treated the anomaly as a physical incident requiring a rigorous investigation. His inquiry quickly uncovered a startling biological truth. His own brain had been actively concealing an extensive, decades-long history of extraterrestrial contact. This illustrates a screen memory, an artificial pattern implanted by non-human entities to mask the intense reality of a contact event. This image acts as a biological firewall, suppressing the extreme experience so the individual can carry on with a completely normal, everyday life. To access the actual events, Selver had to find a way past the biological filters and reach the data stored beneath his conscious awareness. The most effective concealment of extraterrestrial contact operates entirely outside of classified government facilities. It exists within the compromised architecture of human memory itself. Standard psychological therapy could not dismantle these blocks. Selver required objective validation, so he submitted to a formal polygraph examination administered by a licensed private investigator. The official result regarding his abduction testimony was no deception indicated. With his credibility established, he turned to his primary investigative tool, over 20 years of intensive, daily training in Vedic meditation. He used the mechanics of this deep meditative practice to systematically isolate the implanted mental images. By applying strict focus, he peeled the screen memories back layer by layer to extract the suppressed data underneath. Dismantling these psychological firewalls brought forward a massive catalog of heavily barded, fragmented events spanning decades of his life. Selver recovered these encounters forensically by applying a rigorous spiritual discipline to his own neurology. The investigation pointed to a pivotal catalyst in December 1997. Selver identified this moment as the Rising, a subconscious agreement he made with non-human entities to discover the nature of his soul. This agreement demanded extreme action. He sold all his possessions, walked away from his corporate trajectory, and adopted a nomadic lifestyle. He retreated deep into the remote, isolated geography of the British Columbia interior. Stripping away modern industrial distractions allowed his consciousness to reset. This vast, quiet isolation provided the exact environmental conditions required for his encounters to continue. His descent into the wilderness served as a deliberate physical conditioning phase, necessary for him to endure sustained multidimensional contact. This timeline maps his recovered dossier. It details exactly 26 distinct contact events spread between 1993 and 2017. He describes the primary setting for these encounters as the Pearl Room, a high-frequency environment where communication is immediate and occurs entirely via telepathy. His data challenges the popular narrative surrounding the entities known as the Greys. The extracted memories describe them as beings from an alternate Earth dimension that is currently facing a severe existential crisis. Their core objective centers on a process called genetic activation. They are executing a structured program designed to trigger latent capabilities hidden within human DNA. The evidence compiled by Selver points to a clear motive. The phenomenon is focused entirely on forcing human spiritual and evolutionary adaptation. The long-term endgame of this alien plan involves the merging of their dimension with our physical reality to ensure the mutual survival of both species. To facilitate this transition, the entities are actively laying the groundwork for what Selver calls the Enlightened City, a physical and energetic hub of high consciousness living designed to bridge the two civilizations. During his abductions, Selver realized these beings possess a mastery of the soul and the mechanics of the afterlife, operating far beyond our current physics. Humanity cannot comprehend these entities by analyzing physical trace evidence, studying radar signatures, or applying traditional physics. To prepare for contact with the unknown intelligence operating outside us, we first have to access the obscured potential buried deep within our own minds.